is well equipped to deal with it. But here we go, game one, Magi versus Sharkz, Falco versus Ices, and already Magi off to a strong start.
Yeah, Magi comes out swinging like completely opposite of what you saw in the previous set that Magi was on stream.
Okay. See what Sharkz can do with the Sopo.
Well, first thing he has to do is get back to neutral. Magi is really not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, it's very tough. Honestly, Falco, Sopo, obviously not a great character to begin with, but Falco, I think, really puts the hurt on Sopo more so than everyone else. Like, it's especially bad versus Falco, to be honest. Very oppressive character.
I can't think of anybody else that destroys Sopo the way that Falco does. It's hard.
Yeah.
If I was to put together a tier list based on people who destroy Sopo,
I think Falco might be
there.
#1, honestly. Fox is clearly up there too, but I honestly feel like it's easier with Falco against Sopo than it is against Fox.
Yeah, right. Because like the best spot for ice climbers in general is on the ground, right? Their ground movement, and these lasers just kind of halt that momentum. You really just keep them in place until you get there.
Yeah.
And then you.
Oh, wow, what a mash out from Magi. Yeah, so Magi taking a big risk there by grabbing Nana and then almost gets wobbled for it, but great mash out to avoid it.
Yeah, Sharkz was trying to get the rhythm started, and Magi did a great job of doing the the pre-mashes, I guess is what they call. Like even before the grab started, you could see the mashing.
Yeah, because you know you're going to get grabbed in a jab reset situation like that. Why not start the mash early and just get it full speed by the time the grab even happens?
Yeah, it's what hacks would say is optimal.
All right. Ooh, a read and a half there. He charged that years ago.
Yeah, he literally saw it coming in 1985.
Uh-oh. In the classic Ices versus Falco setup, the down throw, down air, it is escapable, but it's hard. For Falco,
it's really hard.
Falco specifically needs to smash DI and time it perfectly in order to get out, whereas Fox and many other characters can just hold a direction and get out. Falco has it rough against that particular technique. But Magi has a lead, so not in the worst position.
Oh, but there's the Blizzard.
Oh, again.
And there we go again.
Yeah, Magi, I feel like getting a bit too careless on some of these approaches. Just needs to tighten it up a bit. Generally speaking, has been doing a great job of fighting Ices overall, but just a couple bad risks is all it takes to lose versus Ice Climbers.
Yeah, the punish game really tilted in general.
Yeah, super in Sharkz' favor. Okay, the pre-mash again there to get out of that.
That was almost the end. Oh my God, the gods have blessed Magi so many times.
Oh, nothing on Nana or Popo there. Unfortunate for Magi. Feels like there was kind of a moment where Magi couldn't decide between the two.
That's what I was thinking. Analysis paralysis, and then we got a down throw into a down tilt into a most likely GG.
Yeah, another one. The third one we've seen, and really unfortunate for Magi, who started off this, the match so strong, looking poised to at least take game one, and all of a sudden it's a two-stock for Sharkz. It's the nature of Ices sometimes, man.
Yeah, I think that it's like for the most part, if you build so much momentum right away, like ice climbers usually adapt pretty fast. You know, ice climbers, there isn't a lot to think about. Well, I won't say there's not a lot to think about, but their punish game as a whole, it sort of revolves around wobbling, at least as of right now.
The punish game is very simplified for Ices. Let's put it that way.
That's what I mean, and I mean that in not a disrespectful way. It's more of just a factual way.
Yeah.
So they have to think about, like, how am I going to win this neutral exchange so I can start my heavy punish.
Yeah.
And while they're thinking that way, sometimes, especially Spaceys, if they start off winning, they can kind of go into a crazy autopilot without really thinking about what they're doing, and then they end up getting grabbed just like that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a concern for Spacey players. You can get in the groove, but sometimes you get in the groove a little too hard and stop thinking about your gameplay as much. You
go from being in the groove to in the grab, which is what's happening right now.
Yeah, unfortunate right there for Magi. Still a stock lead though, but again, Magi needs to be careful and not try to overexert anything here, as we saw in game one.
Yeah, it's something that maybe some Melee players can kind of take a lesson from these.
Man.
Oh, wow.
Magi is honestly falling into a lot of traps that Sharkz is setting up. We got to give some credit here to Sharkz. He's doing a really good job of setting these traps for, he's almost using Nana as bait sometimes to get Magi to approach, and then Magi hits Nana, but there's Sharkz with a grab, and then Nana recovers in time for a down throw down air, and that's your stock.
Yeah, that's a very Nintendo thing to do. I remember from commentating a lot of Nintendo sets, he was quite famous for presenting a weakness, a vulnerability, and then taking advantage of your aggression.
Yeah, the classic bait.
Good DI from Sharkz. He's not done yet. He wants to get at least 1 or 2 more good hits.
Magi really wanting to prevent that. Gets a nair. Sharkz trying to jump away there, so it gets the worst possible DI and works out nicely for Magi. Let's see what Magi can do.
Yeah, and Sharkz, ice climbers in general, they're really going to test your patience.
Man. Oh, okay. Luckily for Magi, that side B had the distance to make it. Okay.
I don't know if I agree with continuing that follow-up, but it worked out.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be it. Potential last tournament stock here from Magi. Magi really needs to buckle down.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened in the set against Mango. Magi is capable of bringing these kind of situations back.
Yeah. Wow, great jab to instant turnaround bair. That was
only
really
20%.
Nice,
this is doable. More than doable, actually, I'd say.
No, it's very possible. Just gotta be careful. Okay.
Could have been bad.
Oh man. This could be it.
This is getting worse and worse for Magi by the second. Double back air is going to do it.
Wow. Great stuff from Sharkz. Just staying consistent that whole time. And Magi just